Mighty Joe Young is a legendary fictional character introduced in the classic 1949 film directed by Ernest B. Schoedsack and later reimagined in the 1998 Walt Disney Pictures remake. Joe is no ordinary gorilla. He is an enormous, 15-foot-tall, immensely strong yet remarkably gentle giant raised by Jill Young, a compassionate young woman who discovered him as an orphaned baby gorilla in the remote jungles of Africa. From his early life, Joe was cared for and loved like family, which shaped his calm, protective, and intelligent nature. Despite his towering size and raw strength, Joe's heart is tender, especially toward Jill. The bond between them represents a deep connection between humans and animals, built on trust, care, and mutual understanding. When Joe is transported to the United States to be exhibited in a Hollywood-themed wildlife attraction, he initially captures the public's fascination. However, as chaos and exploitation threaten his well-being, Joe demonstrates extraordinary heroism and loyalty. His story is not just of a giant ape, but of a misunderstood soul seeking peace, freedom, and safety among those he loves. In both versions of the film, Joe becomes a symbol of animal dignity, resilience, and the moral responsibility humans have in preserving and respecting wildlife. His character resonates with audiences of all ages as a towering figure of strength, kindness, and sacrifice. Mighty Joe Young remains one of cinema's most iconic and beloved animal heroes, standing alongside legends like King Kong and Tarzan's animal companions, an enduring tale of friendship, courage, and compassion. Scene 1. Emergency arrival. Triage Bay, Emergency Department narrator. Voiceover. Mighty Joe Young, gravely injured and unresponsive, is rushed into Central City Medical Institute on a stretcher. The trauma team, led by Dr. Angela Reyes, emergency medicine, immediately begins resuscitative measures. A team of nurses swiftly remove debris and clean visible wounds. Dialogue. Dr. Reyes. Prep the IV. Give 500 ml saline bolus. Start vitals. Monitor. We need a full trauma workup. Now. Joe is stabilized. Bandages are applied to wounds. He is given oxygen support and sedated for scans. Scene 2. Radiology Department. MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray narrator. Under the guidance of Dr. Omar Hassan, radiologist, Mighty Joe Young is taken for a full battery of diagnostic imaging. MRI scan of the brain to assess internal trauma. CT scan for cranial bleeding and fractures, ultrasound for abdominal and cardiac evaluation. X-ray for bone assessment technicians. Move quickly while images stream onto the monitors. Dr. Hassan, examining scans. There's a large mass in the left parietal lobe, possible tumor. Surgery is urgent. Scene 3. Doctor consultation, conference room narrator. A team meeting is called, led by neurosurgeon Dr. Amelia Grant and anesthesiologist Dr. Vikram Patel. The case is reviewed. Dr. Grant. We're dealing with a brain tumor. We must remove it immediately. Joe is critical, but stable enough for surgery. Scene 4. Operation. Theater. First brain surgery. Narrator. Mighty Joe Young is wheeled into Operation Theater 2. The neurosurgical team prepares. He is intubated. Monitors beep steadily. Dr. Grant leads the team as they perform a craniotomy. Surgical instruments click. Nurses call out vitals. Dr. Grant. Tumor located. Suction, scalpel. We're going to excise this carefully. After intense hours, the tumor is successfully removed. Bleeding is controlled. Skull flap is repositioned and sutured. Scene 5. Recovery room. ICU narrator. Joe is wheeled to the post-op recovery room under anesthesia, monitored by Dr. Chloe Morris, recovery specialist. Hours later, he is moved to the ICU for close observation. Nurse, Liam. Begin blood transfusion. 4 bags over 12 hours. Start IV drip with ceftriaxone and vancomycin. Add neuroprotective infusion. Scene 6. Unexpected relapse. Further diagnostics. Narrator. Despite intervention, Joe begins to show signs of neurodistress, seizures, and cranial pressure. Dr. Grant. We're not out of the woods yet. Repeat MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. Let's rule out residual mass or hemorrhage. Tests show inflammation and tumor regrowth. Scene 7. Second operation. High-risk brain surgery. Narrator. In a race against time, Joe is prepped again for another operation. The team proceeds with extreme caution. Dr. Grant. Suction deeper into the occipital area. Ensure all margins are clear. We'll place a ventricular drain. The second surgery is successful. Post-op care is initiated. Scene 8. ICU. Ward transfer. Narrator. Joe is once again sent to ICU. He receives another 4 bags of blood. Drip infusions are adjusted for infection prevention and neurological support. After 3 days, his vitals stabilize. Dr. Morris. He's finally responding. Let's transfer him to the general ward for continued recovery. Scene 9. General ward. Family support and monitoring. Narrator. In the general ward, Joe awakens more fully. Physiotherapy begins. Monitors show improved brain activity. Doctors, nurses, and physiotherapists check in regularly. Nutritional support is increased. A support group of animal care volunteers visits. Scene 10. Discharge. Farewell to the hospital. Team narrator. After 2 weeks of progressive recovery, Mighty Joe Young is declared medically fit for discharge. The medical team gathers around. Joe claps softly, grateful. Dr. Grant. It was an honor saving you, Joe. Joe bows his head to the nurses and doctors, then exits the hospital gently with visible dignity. In a world where strength meets vulnerability, even a mighty creature like Joe Young needs the compassion of medicine. Thanks to modern science and a team of devoted healers, Joe walks back into the world, stronger, grateful, and alive. Before leaving the hospital, Mighty Joe Young thanked the nurses and the team of doctors for providing him every possible medical treatment with serious surgeries to save his life and went away to the jungle happily.